And then print it and color it. It's
Good
a very
Tuesday
nice-
morning, 3 minutes past the hour of 10 o'clock. We're at 55 degrees right now at the K-Rim Studios on West Frontier in Payson. And this morning, as we do once a month, we're talking with Earlene Tilton and also Donalyn Williams. And today talking about simple, inexpensive holiday gifts and treats. And well, one of the things, first of all, ladies, always a pleasure to have you in here.
Good
Thanks for
morning.
coming back again.
I'm so glad to be here.
Well, Christmas season, one of, certainly I think for all of us, one of the most beloved times of the year. A time to give, to gather, and to love, and you have a great opportunity to talk about some really, especially, I mean, when I think of Christmas gifts, you know, the idea of just going to the store and, oh yeah, I'll buy this for them, and you know, and this for that person, and to me, there's just nothing personal about that. And you've got some really great ideas of not only some ideas with a great personal touch as a gift, but also maybe some health benefits as well.
Absolutely. I think many times, like you say, we think of just going to the store and buying gifts, but I feel like the gifts that are most appreciated are something that comes from your heart, something that you have really put some time and effort into.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes we think, hey, the best thing we can do is give sugar, you know, sugar of some sort, you know, and we're passing around the treats, but sugar has its side effects.
Oh yeah.
And if we can think of non-food items that have some therapeutic benefits, and if we're thinking of some healthy treats that have some really good immune boosting properties, then we've got some really great gifts that we can really help people with and show them that we love and care
Right.
for them.
Because food is love.
No, I know I love food.
I love it. Yeah.
And we all do, but
Yeah.
why not have
Right.
food really do us, you know, some really good have
Well,
benefits?
we were just talking before going on the air today that when you were here last month, one of the, you know, at least in my family, typical holiday foods that I always loathed every year was sweet potatoes. And you had an amazing recipe last month when you came in, and we're going to be going to back into the kitchen here and doing some more of that on, for those of you watching on Facebook Live this morning. But completely changed the way I think about sweet potatoes. I mean, it was a much more savory. It just tasted good as opposed to.
And much more healthier.
Well, and it goes back to that sugar thing. It seems like everybody wants to put brown sugar and marshmallows and all of this other sweet stuff on something that's fairly sweet to begin with.
Right.
It just, I don't know, seems like an oxymoron almost. So
Yes.
now, one of the things that I know you talked about a lot last month in cooking was the use of essential oils. I never even had considered the use of essential oils in cooking. I know that there's many different health benefits, aromatherapy, and as well as you know, using oils topically and even internally. So let's talk about that for a minute. As far as essential oils, this is something that actually isn't a new sudden craze.
No, actually, essential oils have been around for thousands of years. In fact, they say in the tombs, the grave robbers would get the essential oils before they would get the gold because of their value.
Wow.
And I think that today they can have that same type of value, but we just don't understand them like they did back then. I think more and more people are understanding them better, but especially at this time of year when there's so many emotional imbalances and mood issues, we can really help people with aromatherapy. And there's 3 ways to use essential oils. The first one is aromatically. So having a diffuser that just emits that aroma of an essential oil can be very therapeutic and uplifting or actually calming. I know that I just have this essential oil pendant, which is terracotta pendant that you can actually make.
The oil absorbs into
Yes.
that.
Right.
And so I just have imprinted this little snowflake here and dropped a couple of drops of oil, and I can literally smell it all day long. It's so awesome. And the health benefits of just smelling, because when you smell, the aroma goes straight into your olfactory bulb and then into your limbic system, which governs behavior, mood, emotions, all of those things. And we don't realize how important smell is. So providing people with a therapeutic smell, and some of the gifts that we're going to showcase really go into the aromatherapy and how you can smell and inhale those aromas that are so highly beneficial
But
now and at any time of year.
So even just inhaling the smell of essential oils can have a positive physiological effect.
Absolutely. Like I said, because it goes straight into the brain. We smell and it goes straight into the brain.
Well, and it makes sense that there could be positive, ramifications from different the smells of different oils, and that I think we all know of different smells that have a negative effect on us. So why not?
Absolutely. On the flip side, there's a lot of perfumes and a lot of aromas and candles, especially, that have a lot of chemical constituents, and they can create a lot of negative response. And a lot of people say, just like I do, I run through the candle aisle at the store, or I used to, before they covered them all, because of the negative aspects of these chemicals. And so there's a lot of aromas that have chemicals that really work adversely against you, and we want to stay away from them. Only pure therapeutic essential oils is all you want to ever use.
Wow, very interesting. And Donalyn, I know you and your husband have been involved in chiropractic care for a long time. You were talking before going on the air today about the fact that some of these oils can be used topically with significant positive effects.
Right, you can use them with a carrier oil, which you can use with like fractionated coconut oil and avocado oil. You like to use, organic oils as well. You put some drops on and you can rub them in with either a roller ball that has blends of all those oils in it. You can put it on your joints, but even on the bottoms of your feet and your hands are reflex points, so they get right into your system, behind your ears.
So you're saying the absorption rate is better on the bottom of your feet, on your hands, and behind your ears?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. So you're also wanting to use organic oils that are pure, because you don't want to put those chemicals right into your system.
Right. What are some of the situations that essential oils administered topically can have a positive effect on?
Meaning, like,
is there a I'm trying to think of a good example.
well, for relaxation, for stress, for pain level.
Really?
You can, how people put on like Bengay, or I'm just using them.
There's a wonderful smell.
Right, or just even some of the other ones, like chiropractically, we had, BioFreeze, things like that. But you can use just the regular, like our blend of Deep Blue is amazing. We have a cream also through doTERRA, but as far as just using any of the blends that you can come up with, peppermint, wintergreen, just right into the joints.
So you're talking about, like, even if you have stiff joints, whatever, this can have a positive effect on that.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Right into the bloodstream.
And is that something that you have to do? Does it just take effect over time if you're doing it every day, or do you feel positive results immediately, or?
Pretty much.
Wow.
The interesting thing that I think about essential oils, here's a good example. I have a good friend who was suffering with some joint pain for many years, and she was using all of those things that she could find in a store or counter, and they were providing relief for the symptom. But once she started using essential oils, she could see that it was actually going in on a cellular level and actually helping to regenerate those cells.
Right.
Wow.
And so basically she was able to come out of that wheelchair, and we can't say, the essential oils healed or whatever, but we can say that it provided exactly what she needed for her body to regenerate in the way that it wanted to. And so that's kind of the difference between our synthetic and our real pure therapeutic agents that we can apply on our skin.
What are some of the widely available topical commercial products that might be able to be replaced using these essential oils? You mentioned Bengay. Is that one that you could actually get away with not having to use and smell?
Right. With all the chemicals involved in it as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's lots of. You go down the pharmaceutical aisles in Walmart or Walgreens, and you see all those muscle rubs of some sort.
Right.
Now, of course, CBD oils are coming out,
Right.
and there's some great benefits with just the CBD oils. But as far as I can't even think off the top of my head, the
The
one that,
essential oils, copaiba
Copaiba,
is very
right,
comparable to the CBD. But
right,
again, the idea behind the essential oils is they go cellularly, and so they can actually help with the regeneration of the cell. And so that's why they can be so highly beneficial.
And can this even help with things like arthritis?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's amazing. Now, okay, so we've talked a little bit about the benefits of just the aromatherapy aspect of dealing with these essential oils. Also, the topical administration for positive effects for sore joints and things like that. But there's also benefits from actually ingesting these oils as well.
Yes, and actually, what did I do with the bottle? I thought I went and got it. I didn't.
I hate it when the bottle's missing.
That's right. Actually, I love the opportunity to be able to use them internally, but you would only do that if there's a supplement fact label. So you must make sure that the essential oils you're using has a supplement fact label on it, because that ensures that it's safe for internal use. Because some of them are really only meant to be used aromatically or some topically. Some of them, and I always say, if you can ingest a peppermint leaf, why couldn't you ingest a peppermint essential oil, or black pepper, or lemon, or orange, or basil, or whatever? There are reasons that we can eat them and should be able to ingest them as well. So you want to look at that supplement fact label and make sure it's there first and foremost. But we get some great benefits for digestion, for cleansing, for really supporting good gut function, but also for supporting our internal organs when we use them internally. So definitely we want to use them within reason, and only drops is the dole.
Well, that was one of the things last month when you were here that I was really intrigued with, in that my wife and I are both foodies. We like to compete in the kitchen a lot. Mm-hmm. And I had never even considered or heard of using essential oils in cooking, and you obviously proved to me last month that they can be very effective. The neat thing, although a little bottle of essential oil may cost you $20 or something like that, it only takes a couple of drops, so these bottles will last you a long time. But in going back to my sweet potato story from last month, I was really amazed at the I think it was ginger, and what else goes into that recipe? There was another essential
I think
oil.
there was a citrus one. Was it the
Yeah,
green
lime
mandarin or lime?
Yeah, something like that. But wow, I mean, the flavor was really good. So at any rate, I find it interesting. There's a lot of different types of essential oil that can be used in cooking, but you bring up an interesting point. Make sure that you have that fact label on there.
Absolutely.
So you know exactly what it is you're putting in your food, or that
You want to
in your
make
mouth.
sure that it's intended for internal use and can provide those internal benefits that you want.
Okay, so if someone's listening to this saying, well, this sounds really interesting, where do I go get these? Where do I go get these?
Okay, first of all, you can contact us personally. You can contact me at my email, ask@erleentilton.com, ERLEENTILTON.com, or actually just go on my site, dropbydropwellness.com.
Dropbydropwellness.com. That's it.
Or
and we
if
can
you
put
want,
it on the Facebook feed as well, so they
Right.
can catch it again.
and if you want to just go to Back to Basics here locally and buy some essential oils there, you can do that as well. So we can help you either way.
But if you want to just stay at home and not go out and possibly pick up any nasty germs anywhere, you can just go online to dropbydropwellness.com, and you got everything there.
Yes, and we can help you there.
Gotta love that. Now, when it comes to the essential oils that you use in cooking, when we're talking about ingesting, how many different essential oils do you have at home yourself?
Oh my goodness, a lot. But in my kitchen, I use essential oils on a daily basis. I add drops to my drops of the lemon essential oil to my water because it's very good in cleansing, and it pulls the petrochemicals from your cells.
Wow.
And so we all need to make sure that we're cleansing on a daily basis. The ones that we will talk about in the kitchen, cinnamon, clove, and ginger, are typical in many holiday foods. All of our pumpkin pies, pumpkin bread, We have some popcorn and some
Mm.
a lot of other things that we will showcase with pumpkin. Even the wassail, that European drink that we love at Christmas time. You know, it's got many of those same oils, plus the wild orange, and those oils are really immune boosting. And that's why it's so therapeutic to add them to our foods and to our drinks.
Especially in this day of COVID-19, it would make
exactly.
sense.
Absolutely.
So Donalyn, I mean, I've known you for a long time. How long have you been into this essential oil stuff?
Well, I'm going to say actually probably 30 years.
Wow.
And a lot more recently, just because of the availability of getting them, being able to walk into a store, but ordering them online has been so helpful. So much education is out there now. Through her, I've learned so much, and that's why we work together now. And they're great.
Yeah.
And I like them for calming effects, stress level. You know.
Yeah, I understand. So, I mean, do you use them in cooking yourself?
Yes, I do.
Wow. I've got a lot to learn about these essential oils because I talk about, you know, a concentrated flavor in a couple of drops that can really change the whole dynamic of whatever it is you're fixing. But you mentioned too last month, Erlene, that with these essential oils versus, well, you know, we were talking about ginger and some of these other things that you can buy the dried stuff in a little bottle, but that loses, or that pretty much has eliminated a lot of the therapeutic effects when it's dried like that, but the oil retains it.
Yes, absolutely, because your essential oils are actually steam distilled, and you get those, they're the aromatic parts of your plants. It's what you smell. And so they just have a lot of therapeutic benefits that are really held in those essential oils.
Wow. So. And it's distilled too. You don't have any 80 proof oils. So. Never mind. So now, if you were going to try and just pull a number out of the air as far as how many different types of good quality essential oils are made out there, I mean, is the sky the limit as far as the numbers of these? Or?
No, actually, I think I probably have maybe 80 to 100 of them.
Wow.
And some of them are blends, of course, so that may not be just the single oils. But we have learned over the years that you cannot get essential oils from every plant. There are basically several plants that just the essential oils aren't available. Some of them, they're harder to extract. For instance, rose, it's one of our most expensive oils, and I'm talking about a little 5 ml bottle being, you know, wholesale at $250.
Wow.
Basically because there's so little oil in it, but it's there. It's just that it takes basically a ton of material. I mean, I'm talking about a ton in order to get that 5 ml bottle, and so you can see why there's that expense.
And when it comes to the rose essential oil, is that mainly for aromatherapy or?
It's got a lot of great topical uses too. It's amazing, but it's good for aromatherapy as well as topical use. So you have a different therapeutic benefits from different essential oils.
You don't have any like macho smelling rose oil. I mean, the idea of coming into the studio smelling like roses, I don't know, kind of might be a little weird. But if it's got good, you know, benefits, I'm all for it.
There are others that are probably more up your, you know.
Yes, for instance, the cedar wood, and some of the more woodsy oils.
Right.
And that's where they come from. A lot of them are resins from woods.
Right.
They're not just from flowering plants. And then there's oils that come from different parts of a plant that have different benefits. You might be able to extract from more of the root versus the petal.
All right.
And they'll have different, vibrations and things like that.
Or the seeds, or the stem, bark,
Right.
leaves.
Very
Sorry.
interesting. All right.
The old days.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm getting the munchies just talking about it. The bottom line is what we're going to be, now we're going to be changing venues here in a moment, and we're on K-Room, we're going to get you back to more of your favorite music, but on those of you joining us on Facebook Live, we're going to take a little venture around the corner into the kitchen here at the studio and give you some examples of simple, inexpensive gifts that have therapeutic benefits and healthy treats that support good immunity. And boy, when it comes to that was the other thing that really intrigued me last month. Is this is the time of year where it's like I'm always like, oh gosh, December, it's time to gain 10 pounds, at least. But you really have some great ideas that taste great and they're good for you, and you can break away from a lot of this heavy sugar intake.
I always say, at Christmas time, this is a great time to lose weight. And you can if you do the right things. If you're drinking more water, adding that lemon essential oil, if you're eating foods that have therapeutic benefits and value to you, then you feel like you're serving your body, sabotaging your body. And I feel like that we can use this as a time of year to get in shape and to, strengthen our immune system and eat healthy.
It all comes down to how we choose to look at things. That makes sense.
Absolutely.
You mentioned one thing too that I just wanted to revisit real quick as far as that adding a couple of drops of lemon essential oil to your water. I know my wife and I both always are slicing up lemon and putting in our water, just enjoy that. But when we're out of fresh lemons, a little bit of that lemon juice in the bottle in the refrigerator just does not even come close to cutting it. So a couple of drops of these essential oil, you get more of the lemony flavor, but not a lot of I don't know what all they have in lemon juice these days, but it just doesn't, it doesn't taste as good as a regular lemon.
So here's the difference, and it's important to understand that. The lemon juice comes from the inside fruit.
Mm-hmm.
The lemon essential oil actually comes from organic lemon from the rind.
Oh.
So you wouldn't want to get it from any rind because a lot of citrus is sprayed, but you get it from the rind, and so the constituents are completely different. And so it really is coming from a different part of the lemon itself. And those constituents from that lemon rind are really powerful and really beneficial. So it's nice to know that you can get that lemon there.
Got to ask one other. When it comes to, again, I like a little bit of flavor of some kind in my water. Are there other things besides lemon that have a positive effect that are kind of tasty in your opinion?
Absolutely. Wild orange is good. Lime is good. Bergamot, any type of citruses, but
Peppermint even.
peppermint and cinnamon is my favorite to put in warm drinks, especially at this time of year. I have a hard time not adding a drop or two to my herbal teas, so love that.
All right, and one of them was bergamot?
Bergamot is
What part of the burger does that come from?
That's actually another citrus oil.
Oh, okay.
And
But
not very
bergamot
common.
is a type of plant? Is that?
It's a citrus.
Huh.
Very similar to a lime.
I've led such a sheltered life. Well, we're going to switch gears here, and on K-Room, we're going to get you back to more of your favorite music. Have some tunes coming up from the Allman, the Allman Brothers Band, Wham, Bryan Adams, Coldplay, and a whole bunch more. But on Facebook Live, we're going to be moving right now back into the kitchen. So follow us along there, and we're going to give you some great, simple, inexpensive gift and therapeutic or gift ideas with therapeutic benefits, and also some healthy treats that support good immunity. And golly, right now with all the COVID-19 stuff going on, good immunity sounds like a wonderful gift to give as well. So we're going to get you back to more of your favorite music on the radio. But first, a quick look at Rim Country weather. So we're back in the K-Room kitchen now, and as we were saying on the radio here just a little bit ago early, last month I didn't really know what to expect when you brought in all kinds of different stuff, and I was trying to keep an open mind, but in the back of my mind I was thinking, oh gosh, I'm going to have to really work at keeping a straight face. But I was amazingly surprised that, it's really good quality stuff that's good for you, and especially you had pumpkin pie last month that is a lot better for you than the typical crust and everything in pumpkin pie. So what do you got lined up for us this month?
Well, first let's talk about some gift ideas that have some therapeutic benefits. And I think it's really nice to know that you can make gifts, that are very inexpensive. And just one of my favorite new gift ideas this year is this oil candle. Now, I live in Young, so that is a time, it seems like at least once or twice during the winter season, we lose power. It's nice to have a candle. So what is this? I just decorated, a bottle here. And what you do for an oil candle is you just fill it up with water and then add a half inch of oil, any type of oil. That could be canola oil, olive oil, corn oil, whatever. And actually the instructions are right here inside for if you wanted to give it as a gift. And then you place this little oil wick, the floating wick, on top. It actually burns the oil. So I like to add a couple of drops of the essential oil in there too, because it just gives it that aroma as well. And then you can just burn a candle. I mean, I love this because it's non-toxic.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is pretty. And you can keep it on your shelf. And when the emergency arises, that's when you add your water and your oil, your essential oil, light it, and you can put it back on the counter. So, I mean, just get bottles wherever you want.
They
Decorate
look
them
great
how
sitting
you
on the
want.
mantle or whatever around the house. That sounds good.
And they're fun. And like I said, you just have those little, I have 2 floating candles and wicks in there. And it just makes it really nice and convenient, but it smells nice as well. Another thing is just aroma jars, kind of like potpourri. I like to give these, put the lid on. You want to make sure and have a lid for this one to hold in the aroma. But I like to include just a little bottle of our holiday peace, and you would just do this in the morning, and it's dropping on the pine cones and the leaves. And anything dried, make sure that all of what you put in here is more of your dried stuff, your peat moss, pine cones, nuts, whatever they are, cinnamon sticks, and it is just a nice aroma. So I love the holiday piece because it's
so
got
nice.
that fir aroma.
Right.
So we have the Holiday Joy too, that's more of the cinnamons, and so if you like the holiday firs or you like the cinnamons, these are just great blends for aroma. So very uplifting, and I like that. Again, I talked about my essential oil pendant. You could put drops here. The lava bead bracelets are also really good. Again, just put a couple of drops on the lava beads and you
They're so
smell
porous
them.
they just
Yes.
absorb, right?
They do, and you can just put a couple of drops there. And I always rub it into my wrists because those are reflex points as well. And so it looks nice, but you smell it.
Mm-hmm.
And so these are just a couple of things.
Right.
Do you have some?
Well, I do, besides the food, the Sleep Tight blend is wonderful at a little roller ball. And the idea is that you can roll it on those reflex points as well. You can put it on your feet and on your wrists, behind your neck. They've got lavender, which is very calming. And what else? Oh, vetiver, which is also another blend, single herb that is wonderfully relaxing, and frankincense, which they said was the king of oils. This was used during the Egyptian times, right? So just a few drops of that in this little roller ball is wonderful.
Wow.
Helps boost your immune system as well. And all these herbs have other benefits. So frankincense, if you're buying it for these little gifts, you can still use it with carrier oil on your face, and just wonderful.
When you both talk about these oils that have benefits, immune boosting benefits, myself and I know a few other people that I know, this year has been like the allergy year from hell, and I'm still dealing with that. I mean, can this affect that as well?
Actually, and that's what I do love about the essential oils. You can have those aromas that not only can be cleansing to the air, but also really cleansing to your sinuses, to your lungs. And so that's why I really encourage people to cleanse. Aromatically, topically, internally, we can add our essential oils that all are good therapeutically and provide those therapeutic benefits. So
I have another one that
Okay.
is wonderful. You can get a little spray bottle like this, and I was just going to show you how to do it. You have a little bit of water in here, and some people like to put like an Everclear, a few drops also to help preserve it, but it isn't really necessary because you have the benefits of the oils also. first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, because I always like to put lemon in too.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Awesome.
but you can put just a few drops of, everywhere. A few drops of the On Guard, which we were talking about, how it is so beneficial for your immune system.
Mhm.
And then a couple drops of lemon. And it's really simple. And then all you have to do is shake it up. And then you can spray it in the air, right?
Mhm.
Spray it in the air. I will demonstrate. It's also good for your throat and your chin.
Wow.
And it's very good for your chin.
You
And
sure
then-
there wasn't some Everclear in there?
I know, exactly. Maybe that all was Everclear.
Yeah.
Also, for people that are, when you're wearing masks, you like to refresh them, you can spray a little bit on there, just so that when you're putting it back on, you can be breathing it a little bit.
Now that makes perfect sense. And
Right.
when everybody's and their brother's wearing masks these
Right.
days.
Exactly. So it's great for, the air and a hand sanitizer.
Wow.
So this is another great little gift, also just for yourself.
Sure.
And if you buy them, this is a half-ounce bottle, and they're easy to carry in your pocket or in your purse or keeping it on your desk.
And I think that women like a lot of body things at this time of year as well. And this is where you talked about the roller ball for night really helps to calm people. That some other calming things too is the lavender bubble bath. Oh, I love this. I love for people that like baths and calming baths. This is the lavender bubble bath is really good, and the bath salts. It's a great detox. Women love bath salts, and especially if you've got a really nice bathtub that you can really relax in at the end of the day.
And easy
So,
to make.
oh, so easy to make. We've got peppermint, eucalyptus, and tea tree in here. Very good for detox, or you can do more of a calming one. It has your lavender, serenity, and wild orange. I mean, there's so many great essential oils that can provide those therapeutic benefits.
One of the questions that I have, let me just take a whiff of this real quick. Interesting. Now, this is the lavender bubble bath.
Mhm.
We have a jacuzzi tub, and I pretty much can't live without the jacuzzi
Oh, I
aspect
love
of it.
it.
So bubble bath can be a problem in that.
Yeah.
But can you, at least I'm assuming, and I don't really want to find out the hard way, but would you then still be able to just do some essential oil just in the bath water to still get that benefit?
I have a jacuzzi tub as well, and I try to put it in very last thing. I turn that jacuzzi on. Only a teaspoon of this.
Right?
Because I know my husband came in one time, he goes, "Are you in there?" I mean, the bubbles were coming.
That'll benefit.
So yes, but it was great. I just love feeling silky smooth once I get out of there.
Nice.
And it's just really nice. So
Cool.
I was gonna have you smell the bath salts though too, because if I
Maybe.
get that out. So these are really nice. I just love the aroma there.
And what else is that again?
The peppermint, eucalyptus, and
Eucalyptus,
tea
that's
tree
what it
that
is.
just really open your pores. And
Also good
just
for your muscles and, again.
muscles, joints,
Very good.
even mood if you start feeling achy or something, But also, whoops, that's got a tight fit. This one is your Serenity one. And
It's a wonderful
it's
blend.
good for
Mm.
calming, so yeah. Mm.
You would feel really serene if you were here right now. No, that's amazing.
Yes. So I also have made a perfume, and I love this, and it's called Connection. And yeah, I don't know if you want to roll it on or whatever. Oh my gosh,
What?
this is one of my favorite oils.
That's got lemon in it?
No, it's actually got magnolia, Douglas fir, and wild orange.
Oh, orange. I knew there was some citrus in there. Wow, that's an interesting smell.
It is very, roll it on and then you can smell it a little bit more. But I find men like it as well.
Yeah, I have to say,
It's-
I could just sit here and sniff my wrist all day.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
So yeah, it's a great blend.
I like it.
She made me.
Yes.
Oh. Well, very interesting.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the food and foods that are great with essential oils that have those immune boosting properties. So one of my favorites is called Immunity Cup. And I love this because you can just get a cup of honey and stir a bunch of essential oils in. Lemon, all the citruses, the lemon, lime, wild orange. And then I added ginger, cinnamon, clove, and turmeric, I think. And basically you have two options. You can just, take a spoonful and put it in a cup of hot water, or you can add it to a cup of whatever you're drinking already, some herbal teas or
It is
whatever.
amazing.
It is so good.
Sounds like it'd be good on toast.
It would be.
Yeah.
You could do that as well. So there's just so many fun things that you can do with this.
Wow.
And
Adding it to honey, that makes such perfect sense.
yeah.
Wow.
So
Learn something new every day.
another one is we've got these immunity bites. I have several types of bites and little balls that you can make at this time of year that are fruit and nuts
Those
or
are
pumpkins.
Now, is it the same as you brought last month?
Mm-hmm.
These are really good. And trust me, if these didn't taste good, I wouldn't be standing here saying that. I'd just be, whatever she says. But those were amazing.
They're really good. I love making those, and like I said, there's so many different types of bites that you can do at this time of year that are just really good
Very
for
easy.
you.
What is that over there?
Oh,
no.
go ahead. And again, like I said, the oils that we use are the cinnamon, the ginger, and clove. And again, we talked about that supplement fact label. We just want to make sure that that is always on there so that we know that it's safe for internal use. Anything with a supplement fact label, we know that we can ingest it. And so the cinnamon, ginger, and clove are definitely, yes.
my popcorn. This is like your I always forget what
Caramel corn.
Caramel corn, because I don't really eat it, but I'm eating this because this is so much healthier. And so you're mixing it with some oil, but also honey and vanilla, which always makes everything taste good. And then you're using cinnamon, clove, and ginger. And your cinnamon is for your immune system and your digestion, which is what we talked about. So not only does it taste good, but it's healthy for you. And then your ginger as well, and clove is an antioxidant and for cardiovascular. So you're mixing up all the oil and the honey and your oils and warming it up, and then you're pouring it over your popcorn and then sprinkling some cinnamon on top. Then you spread it out so it can dry, and you've got great gifts. Like she packaged it like
I
that.
like that.
So
Package.
this is a wonderful thing because you're giving the gift of health as well as yumminess.
What a great gift idea.
It is.
And what a wonderful thing to be able to eat popcorn and feel like you're doing something good for yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think you said you had it out last night and all the grandkids had just devoured it all.
I made it, yeah. They just really loved it. I had 2 great big pans and it was all gone.
Wow.
So anyway,
Very cool.
so we had a big family event though.
Way to go.
So trio is much the same way. I like the trio, 3 nuts, 3 seeds, 3 dried fruits. So it's kind of 3 of 3. And then of course, kind of like the popcorn, it's honey and your essential oils, your cinnamon especially, and just pour it over there after it's cooked to soft boil stage, and it just makes it yummy. You can
Thought you'd never
kinda
ask.
just pull a little bit apart.
Wow, this is really.
You want to taste it?
Sure.
Look at all the stuff in there.
Yeah. It's
So
just
three nuts, 3 seeds, and
3 dried fruits.
Is that 3 nuts? Or-
can never have enough.
So you can do the cashews, the walnuts, pecans, almonds. As far as seeds, I usually do sesame, sunflower, and pumpkin. And then the dried fruits, you could do raisins or currants, dried cherries,
It's
dried
wonderful.
blueberries. I have the dried blueberries in here. Dried apples, dried mango.
For sure.
There's just kind of fun thing. And sometimes I do it in a wreath when I take it to people. This is another one of our family favorites. This is called a pumpkin cream roll. And so kind of like a jelly roll, it's something fun that you can do. Now, this one actually is, you just slice it, and this is kind of what it looks like as you put it on a plate. But the interesting thing about this one, it looks kind of fattening and unhealthy, but it is completely grain-free. I have used almond flour and coconut flour. And the cream cheese filling is actually coconut cream cheese, very clean. You can even buy it at Safeway. It's a Daya brand. And there's no sugar, it's just honey. So basically we've got a gluten-free or grain-free, sugar-free, dairy-free pumpkin cream roll that is so yummy.
He's
You
like,
could hardly wait to taste that. So
all right.
these are so yummy, and you would never know. Now I have the
Wow.
ginger and the wild orange and the cinnamon and clove, of course, in there, and so it just makes it really tasty.
Indeed, that's amazing. I've had different pumpkin roll things, but not like this.
Yeah.
This is very interesting. I like it.
Pumpkin bread, again, another thing. You can make it gluten-free or, just regular or whatever you like. But I just think that we have a lot of ways. Oh, last but not least, these are my favorite gift at Christmas time. I love giving seasoning salts. This is an Asian seasoning salt that has ginger, cilantro, basil in it. And it's got some herbs too, as well as your salt. And then this is a stir-fry seasoning salt, and it has several essential oils and herbs as well. And I've gotten to where I just don't put salt on vegetables and meats and stuff anymore. I like the seasoning salt because it just adds such flavor. I mean, you want the salty taste, but it's so nice to have flavor, real flavor.
Right,
I mean,
right.
really good
I
flavor.
mean, salt does bring out the flavor sometimes, but really, it's the herbs that you're using.
Yes,
So how do you make that?
So I can do this on stir fries, I can do it on baked potatoes, I can do it on meats, marinating meats, cooking it. You can open it, just pull it up. And it's just wonderful. It's just a wonderful flavor. So you will have to smell both
Wow.
of these. That
Stir fry seasoning.
yeah.
I mean, wow.
Smell this
I've-
Asian too. Oh
In my
gosh,
smoker,
it's-
I've smoked salt and stuff like that, which adds a nice little layer of flavor. But I never thought about. You brought up some really interesting things together here.
So that's an Asian one, and oh my gosh, I
That is
love
good.
that one.
That is good. And what else in that again?
There's ginger, cilantro, basil,
Cilantro. I smell.
and can't remember which is which. I guess it doesn't matter, but anyway,
Good stuff.
these are really fun to give away because I think people love flavor, but
And
you know,
and they're useful. They're not like a one-time shot kind of thing. You can have it out there.
And they think of you every time they use it. I
Yes.
like that.
well, like I said, ginger is so good for digestion, and basil and cilantro are really good for immunity as well as detox. And so we've really got some good oil combinations there and you can feel good about adding salt to foods when you have those essential oils because you're really supporting good
Right.
immunity, good digestion, good detox. And so,
Well, now with all of these things, whether it's the recipes or the essential oils, can we get all of this stuff through your website?
absolutely, I have a ebook that I am willing to send out. So if
Which is
anybody
wonderful.
wants to email me,
With the
I will
recipes.
send you the ebook. And there's a lot of other recipes too, a lot of fun treats. So just email me again, ask@erleentilton.com. And that's just like ask me at ERLEENTILTON.com.
Perfect. And they can order that all on
Just email me and ask for the ebook, and I am glad to send that out and a couple of
amazing.
other additional recipes.
Some great holiday ideas that are actually good for you. And what great gift ideas. I think this is wonderful. A pumpkin roll. It's not going to be around here long. Good stuff. Well, thanks for being with us. We look forward to what comes up next month. But man, at Christmas at your place, it's got to be pretty tasty.
Oh,
Not to mention healthy.
we love foods too, right?
We do.
Gotta love it.
And
Like I
it's
said, food is love. And all these gifts that you can make for yourself and for others is all part of giving the gift of health with love.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Been talking this morning with Erleen Tilton and Donna Lynn Williams. Definitely appreciate you being here, and we hope you'll check out a little bit of this. Send Erleen an email, and man, get a hold of that ebook. As a matter of fact, after last month, I got a hold of it, and that's where I got the recipe
Right.
for the sweet potatoes. And it was a big hit at Thanksgiving. So you're going to find some great ideas in there. Thanks to both of you for being with us again
Thank
today.
you.
Appreciate it.
Thank
And
you.
thanks to you for joining us on Facebook Live.